Okay, this is a demonstration of a Bendix navigator, model 555. This is a marine radio. It's portable. It is used to locate your position out on the ocean through a beacon frequency. There's three bands on this thing. There's the beacon band, which runs from 150 kilohertz up to 400 megahertz, 400 kilohertz, and there's a broadcast region. This is the regular AM broadcast band from 520 kilohertz up to 1600 kilohertz, and there's the marine radio band running from 1.8 megahertz up to 5 megahertz. Now the way this operates is you would tune in on a beacon signal, and you would rotate this antenna here. And all this is a directional antenna. There's a ferrite core in here with some windings and a 1/4 inch jack. So when you rotate this thing, it becomes essentially a direction finder. So what you would do is you tune in on a signal, a beacon signal, and then you would turn this until you reached a null. Well, first you would peak it, get your signal, and then you would turn it to a null, and that null would point in the direction of your transmitter and tell you generally where you are. And then you would look on a map, navigational map, to find out where that beacon is and your relationship to it. And then you could use several other types of beacons to pinpoint your position even closer. So let me turn this on here. This takes a 9-volt power source. I got a regular 9-volt battery here. Normally this would take 6 D cells, but somebody had wired a external battery source here. So let me turn this on. Let me see how it works. It's on the marine band right now. This is actually on the edge of the shortwave band here. You might actually pick up some shortwave here. I'm not picking up much of anything tonight. But let me go to the AM broadcast band. Go to WBZ. It's real close in Boston.
And I'm the Director of Finance for the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite Masons.
It's got a pretty nice sound out of it for
we have
marine
three
radio.
Corporations, 4 charities. And
so you would do is
probably 30.
You would
just to online.
Rotate this.
Bank makes my job easier. They
till you get a null.
I need to have accomplished on a day-to-day basis. Transfer funds from one account to another, funds to another investment institution.
You rotate this to a null, and that would point in the direction of the transmitter. I haven't been able to pick up any type of beacon. I'm probably too far. I mean, this is outdated since it's been replaced by the cheaper GPS systems. This is just interference in my house here. But you can see how it nulls out. This is a null to that interference, pointing in the direction of that interference. So you'd place this in your boat, with the pointer to the bow, and then you would get a relationship to that beacon, and then you would look on a chart where that beacon is in relationship to where you are. And you could use several beacons to pinpoint even more exactly where you are on the ocean, and you'll be able to navigate yourself back to where you need to be. So there's a vintage radio. It works pretty good. The only signals I can get up on this thing is the AM broadcast band.
You said something that kind of spoke to me in
the road. There should be not one red sentence. Can you imagine the kind of improvements they are making?
And there is a set of crystals here. Crystal 1, 2, and 3. I don't believe these are populated. Take a look inside.
They're out of their minds with it. You stop paying for things 3 and 4 times.
There's a light on this. It works fine.
Ian, thank you for your call. That's crazy.
I'm not sure what this sense does, actually.
It should be like a political death sentence for anybody to go about with tolls on their lips. People mention a toll, they should...
But let's take a look inside here. See, it's got a single monopole antenna. Now in the back, you can see where the D cells went, but the cover is missing. So somebody ran a set of wires out here for external source. And it only draws about 50 milliamps, according to my power supply. And let's take a look inside here. It's got a pretty hefty speaker here. A Coden speaker. It's a 2-watt 4-ohm. And inside, there's a lot of electrolytics, a lot of tuning inductors. I don't see, these are all discrete components. There's no, I don't think there's any solid state devices in here at all. It's pretty well built. I mean, Bendix built pretty nice equipment for the military. All the electrolytics look pretty good. Rated 10 volts, 220 microfarads. And you can see the 1/4-inch jack from the tuning antenna coming in. There's the tuner on it. Well, there's a solid state device. I'm not quite sure what it is though. But here's the crystals. There's crystal 1, 2, and 3. They are not populated. I assume they had something at one time that could have plugged in there at a given frequency. And it's a pretty nice instrument. So there you have a Bendix Model 555 Navigator. Pretty nice instrument. You don't see too many of these around. And well, it's got a battery test on it too. 9 volts. Battery's good. You could probably even run it from this little transistor device here. I mean, there's a little 9-volt battery here.